Thank you. I'm still getting used to the doctor part of my name. It kind of sounds good. I like it. So thank you. So I'm presenting today on a study that I conducted with two other researchers at Clemson University two summers ago. So here are their lovely pictures. Dr. Gretchen Matthews is a mathematician, and then Dr. Nicole Bannister is a mathematician as well as a mathematics educator. So we as a team work together in regards to this research study. So just to give you a little background, so it was a 1-week all-girls STEM summer camp. It was in 2014. It was called We Do Math. So it was put on by the Women in Science and Engineering Society. And so the girls come on Sunday, you know, they stay the whole week. So there's a lot going on. If you can imagine a bunch of girls together in a dorm, right? But as part of this, they had one mathematics class, and Dr. Gretchen, her research is on cryptography and QR codes, so that's how she framed the class. So we did a lot of cryptography in there and the mathematics behind it. So we met for 4 mornings from 8:45 to 10. But as part of this, they actually had to use technology. So there was iPods that they had to use, and there was also laptops that they were using. They were using like Wolfram Alpha and like a cryptus code, I think it was called Caesar Cipher, so it's like an online tool for them to use. So we kind of went in with this research study of, so how is technology influencing their participation? How are they working together in regards to these tools? And so we collected video data, so we had like 5 or 6 cameras around the room focused on individual small group of girls working together. And I did a content log, so I went through and I just kind of said, this is what's happening in this video in regards to our research question in mind. And that kind of narrowed down to where we focus on 2 case studies. So we have a case study where they're kind of working really well together around the technology, and then we have a case study where they're not working so well. Well, guess which one I'm going to talk about, right? The one that's kind of, they're not working well together. We did an interaction analysis, so that's a very fine-tuned, fine-grained analysis of the videos. So we took the videos in 2-minute clips, so we would watch them in 2-minute clips, stop it, and then as a team we would talk about what we saw. Of course, there was a lot of things that what ifs, right? But we had to make sure that we grounded what we said in the evidence and the video, which was at times very hard to do. And then at the end of that first pass through the videos, we kind of come up with some hypotheses of this is kind of some themes that we're seeing. So then we did a whole nother round on like another day, and we did 2-minute clips to say, yeah, we're still seeing this or we're not seeing this. So we were kind of coming up with confirming and disconfirming evidence. And we kind of refined our research question to think about boundary objects. So to what extent do technology tools function as boundary objects for high school females in this camp setting? And how do they negotiate these boundaries? So we're all the time, as we're in a group, we're always trying to figure out what roles that we're supposed to take, right? Even when they first meet each other, right? I mean, there's a lot of negotiating going on within this camp. So this is Jasmine and Joanna. So this one is Joanna, and this one is Jasmine. Okay, this is day 4, so this is the last day, and they're using the iPod. They're sent a message to the iPod, and they're going to decipher that using RSA crypticism. As part of this task, they also have to use the laptop because that's going to help them do their modular arithmetic. So as you see at first, the iPod in the middle of the table, the laptop situated in the middle of the 2 girls. 20 seconds later, what do you see happening, right? You see Jasmine grabbing the laptop and pretty much shifting it in her direction. So what does that do to Joanna? And by the way, Joanna is not really, she's getting in her bag to get her hand out, right? So it's not like she's getting chapstick out or, you know, anything like that. She's actually getting her paper out to do the task. Later on, you also see who has control of both of the tools, right? And so Joanna is having to cran her neck to see what's going on. Now, we don't know whether she's looking at the iPod or whether she's looking at the paper. We can only speculate, but she's literally craning her neck to see what's going on. So I'm going to play a video clip so you can kind of get another, a feel of what's going on. So in the video, you see that Joanna, the one that does not have access to the tool, she says, "I'm done." So she's done literally copying numbers from the iPod onto the paper. And so what's interesting to me is Jasmine starts giving her directions about how to use the laptop, right? Well, you just need to do this and this and this with the laptop, and that's what but what happens? She literally never touches the laptop at any point. So she's giving her directions, right? She's almost like, Jasmine is like the teacher, right? Telling her what to do, but she never has access to the tools. And then she just keeps going on her way. And another interesting thing that we found with Jasmine was that if she ever had a question, she never turned to her partner to ask her what to do. She would always raise her hand and ask one of us what to do. So it was almost like she didn't trust her partner. But that trust was also like embedded within this. She don't have access to the technology to even be someone that could advise her on what to do. The things on the four components on your left-hand side is kind of built off our framework of how we're thinking about these things. So when we think about technology, so Joanna was kind of compliant with this. She didn't have access to anything, yet we never saw her speak up and say, "Hey, you know what? I can't do this without these tools." And we saw Jasmine as kind of the gatekeeper, right? I mean, she was the one that had access to everything, and she kind of controlled the environment. So Joanna didn't have a chance to participate. So within the video, you can see her a lot like she's drinking water or she's playing with her eyeball. Right? Like she's doing things to kind of avoid doing the task because she can't do them. And we also see her almost being curious in a way too, because you saw she was craning her neck. So she's trying to be a part of this, but it's like she's still trying to negotiate what role that she should take. And then with Jasmine, she doesn't play nice with others, right? She's not inviting, she's doing her own thing. So we consider that Joanna kind of has the lower status, or she doesn't have as much power in this relationship as Jasmine does. And then with indicators of learning, we don't really call it knowledge, right? We don't know if they really gain knowledge, but we talk about it in regards to indicators of learning. We think they may be learning something. So with Joanna, we don't think she learned anything but other how to copy down numbers and erase her paper and copy down more numbers. And then with Jasmine, we saw a little bit, right? She kind of interacted with us as experts to ask things, and then she was able to kind of follow the nature of the task. So kind of like the big insight for us. So honestly, this happened right in front of our face. We had no idea this was going on, right? We're so busy doing things. We missed this whole scenario until we watched this video, and we were like, what? Right? I mean, we're walking by these people. So technology sometimes can promote collaboration, but in this specific instance, it did not foster collaboration, and it really hindered the learning opportunity. So it there was apparent issues. It was not a welcoming, inviting atmosphere. So the technology was a boundary object. Figuratively and literally, it served as a boundary object. So, I want to consider, I don't know how many people actually teach courses, but as you teach these courses, and technology is a huge component, right? Students bring them to class every day. So how, as we as educators, how can we be more aware of how technology is being used? How is it cultivating this atmosphere of collaboration, or how is it maybe hindering that? And even as you work with colleagues, I mean, we very well may be doing these types of things and not even be aware that they are happening. So there's my references. Thank you.